Hey everyone, it's Alicia Malone. Welcome to another episode of Fandango Indie Movie Guide, my second little Oscar special, this time taking a look at the supporting actor categories. The nominees are Willem Dafoe, Woody Harrelson, Richard Jenkins, Christopher Plummer, and Sam Rockwell. Now, taking a look at each of these nominees more closely, Willem Dafoe is nominated for The Florida Project, which is directed by Sean Baker. It's all about the hidden homeless living on the outskirts of Disney World in Florida, and this is Willem's third Oscar nomination. He's also the only person in this film to be nominated, and in fact, it's the only nomination The Florida Project picked up.
Okay, I warned you, one drip and you're out.
Oh, come on!
Out now.
It's gonna melt outside.
It's melting inside, too.
But Bobby...
Out.
Let's go, come on.
3 Billboards, though, has 2 nominees in the same category with Sam Rockwell and Woody Harrelson. The last time that happened was in 1991 with Bugsy, where both Harvey Keitel and Sir Ben Kingsley were nominated. Sam Rockwell picked up the Golden Globe for this role, but this is actually his first ever Oscar nomination. Woody Harrelson has been nominated 2 other times before, making this his 3rd nomination.
We've had 2 official complaints about those billboards.
From who?
The lady with a funny eye.
A lady with a funny eye?
The Shape of Water has done really well overall with Oscar nominations, particularly in the acting categories. Here in Best Supporting Actor we have Richard Jenkins. This is his 2nd Oscar nomination, and he picks this one up for playing the neighbor and accomplice to Sally Hawkins' character in The Shape of Water.
If I told you about her, what would I say? I wonder.
All the Money in the World was largely overlooked by the Academy, except for Christopher Plummer, who is nominated for Best Supporting Actor. At 88 years old, it also makes him the all-time oldest acting Oscar nominee. The previous record was held by the 87-year-old Gloria Stewart, who was in Titanic.
I do not have the money to spare.
No one has ever been richer than you are at this moment. What would it take for you to feel secure?
More.
So really worthy contenders here, but my prediction is going to Sam Rockwell for his role in 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Now, this role has been a little bit controversial lately, with many people upset, rightly so, that a racist character such as his gets somewhat of a redemption towards the end of the film. But I'm predicting this based on all the other award shows thus far and the Oscar buzz behind Sam Rockwell. Now to Best Supporting Actress, and the nominees are Mary J Blige, Allison Janney, Lesley Manville, Laurie Metcalf, and Octavia Spencer. So starting with Mary J Blige, this is her very first Oscar nomination for her work in Mudbound, directed by Dee Reese. This is a period film which looks a lot at racism and classism during the times of World War II. And Mary J Blige is not only nominated here for her first ever Oscar, but she's actually nominated for 2 Oscars this year. Also up for Best Original Song for her song Mudbound, which appears in the film.
I held his heartbeat in my hand. All that time he was gone, I only prayed for him.
I, Tonya could give Allison Janney her very first Oscar win. She plays the mother to Tonya Harding in this biopic of sorts of the Tonya Harding story. And this was actually a role that was written for her. She won the Golden Globe in this category, and this is actually her first Oscar nomination.
Call that a clean skate? Stop talking to her. That girl is your enemy.
The nomination for Lesley Manville for Phantom Thread wasn't necessarily predicted, but it is definitely welcomed. This is Lesley's first Oscar nomination as well, but she is no stranger to award shows, and she's probably most well known to audiences for her work with Mike Leigh, for example, in Another Year.
May I warn you of something? My brother can feel cursed, that love is doomed for him.
It's also hard to believe that Laurie Metcalf has never been nominated for an Oscar before. She picked up her very first nomination for Lady Bird, where she plays the mother to Saoirse Ronan's character. And their relationship, which is so relatable to watch, is the center of this entire movie and one of the main reasons this movie works so well.
You should just go to City College. You know, with your work ethic, just go to City College and then to jail and then back to City College, and then maybe you'd learn to pull yourself up and not expect everybody to do everything.
And with her nomination in The Shape of Water, Octavia Spencer also reaches a record. She is the third actress since 2000 to get 3 or more Best Supporting Actress nominations. This is her third. Amy Adams has 4, but Cate Blanchett also has 3. And in The Shape of Water, she's also an accomplice to Sally Hawkins' character, playing a fellow janitor working in this shady government lab.
Don't do this, Eliza.
What is she saying?
Don't do this.
So to my prediction, each of those ladies are very much worthy of the golden statue, but I'm gonna go with Allison Janney for I, Tonya. Again, like Sam Rockwell, she's the one that's been picking up a lot of awards, and like Sam Rockwell's character in 3 Billboards, her role in I, Tonya is not without controversy, with many people saying that it treats domestic abuse just a little bit too lightly, being that it is a dark comedy. But given that she has won so many so far, and I think there's a lot of momentum behind her, I'm going with Allison Janney. Next week on this show, I'm going to delve into the lead actor categories, but if you want to get a head start and have a look at someone who is the front runner right now for Best Lead Actor, then you can see Darkest Hour available at home on FandangoNOW. This stars an unrecognizable Gary Oldman as Winston Churchill at the time when he was Prime Minister of Britain, right when it was the darkest hour of the war. It's a brilliant companion piece to Dunkirk, or if you're watching The Crown like I am, it also focuses on that time. And Gary Oldman is just remarkable. It's way more than the makeup and the prosthetics, which are impressive, but it's an entire body performance. You can see Darkest Hour on FandangoNOW right now.
We shall never surrender! For without victory, there can be no survival.
So in the comments below or on Twitter at Alicia Malone, I want to know, what do you think about my predictions for Best Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actress? Do you agree with them, or do you think someone else may surprise us all? Let me know, and I'll see you next week.